pretty ladies and handsome gentlemen, it's your girl Courtney Nicole, and you already know what it is. This is the Pretty Inside and Out podcast, and I'm super excited because this series that we're in is called Think Like a Boss. To those of you who are regular watchers and you tune in, welcome back. And then to those of you who are new to my podcast, I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a community where everybody's welcome and everybody's included. So I just want to welcome everyone who continues to watch. Everyone who watches is a part of the community, so I thank you so very much. The series that we're in is called Think Like a Boss because we are encouraging people to embrace their ingenuity, embrace their cleverness, their originality, and to become their full selves. That's the goal. That's the intent. And last episode, we talked about the Blessed Print, which is basically creating an agenda, creating an outline that is essential to achieving your goals that you can, follow and be fluent in, so that way you can be prosperous at the things that you want, so you can see the things that you want to go forth in fruition. This episode is called Selfcare Wednesday, and I think this is probably my favorite episode, the second episode of the series, but my favorite episode because I love Selfcare Wednesday because it has taught me to take care of myself, which is very important whether you're trying to achieve any goal in life, whether it's being prosperous at a business, being prosperous at your job, or just being at peace with yourself. Self-care is very important. So I know I was teaching you guys to think like a boss, but we also have to remember, as a boss, you have to take care of yourself so that you can be able to do whatever you're trying to do efficiently. So it's very important that you take care of the self. Now, let me make it clear. We call it Self-Care Wednesday because Wednesday is the day that I choose to take care of myself midweek. My boyfriend gave me that idea. He's like, Courtney, you do what you're supposed to do, but you don't always take care of yourself. And so once he gave me Self-Care Wednesday, making sure I take care of myself, making sure he take care of himself, doing what's necessary for ourselves on Wednesday, that really instills something in me, and it helps me throughout my weeks because on Wednesday I get a recharge. On Wednesday I get refuel. And it doesn't just have to be on Wednesday. It could be any day of the week. It could be every day of the week if you have the time for it. But I feel like for me, Wednesday is the best day. It's the day where I get to woosah, I get to relax, and I get to reflect, and I get to focus on what's important. So one thing that I want you guys to take heed of for Self-Care Wednesday, or self-care, we're going to call it Self-Care Day, but the episode is called Self-Care Wednesday. One thing that I want you guys to take heed of when it comes to Self-Care Day, figure out what makes you happy, what makes you comfortable, and what makes you at peace. In order to take care of yourself, you have to know these things. So whatever it is that pleases you, you need to be able to implement that into your day. Whether you like going bowling, you like going skating, or you just like taking baths, you like reading, you like journaling. Those are activities that you need to make sure that you implement on that one day that you take the time and you just breathe and you relax to yourself. Me personally, on Self-Care Wednesday, I'll tell you guys what I do for my routine, and then you guys can think of ways that you guys can implement it for yourself. If you want to take some of my ideas, great. And if you want to just take my concept and make it your own, that's amazing as well. But the idea of Self-Care Wednesday, what I really do is I make sure I take a bath. As funny as it sounds, I usually don't make my own bath, but sometimes I do. Usually my boyfriend makes the bath for me. But I take a bath with a lot of essential oils, bath bombs, natural herbs, infused into the water. And then, of course, the bubbles into the water. And I just make sure I take care of myself. I do my facial routine. I soak in the water. I read my Bible while I'm in the water. For me, that's peaceful. For me, that's feeding my spirit. You always want to do something to feed your spirit and something that's going to fuel you. Whatever fuels you. I know for me, the word fuels me. I know for me, spending time, soaking, being at peace, praying, those things fuel me. So you want to take that time necessary so that you can make sure that you are fueled. One thing that I think is very, very important that I do want to encourage people to do is to reflect on the day that you choose to do your self-care. And what I mean by that is, if you start your week and it's a lot going on, I take my Self-Care Wednesdays to reflect on, what did I set my goals as? Did I achieve them? What things can I be doing better? and just kind of list it out to yourself and reflect on how you've been doing on the goals that you set at the beginning of the week. And if you feel like you're doing well, list things that you could do better, list things that you're doing well. Affirm yourself that you're doing what you're supposed to do and keep pushing yourself forward. If you aren't doing what you want to do, or you aren't where you want to be for that week, fuel yourself. That's what the pause is for. That's what the time to soak is for. The time to really put yourself in a place where you can say, hey, this is what I haven't done this week. This is what I have done this week. And this is how we're going to get it done this week. But you want to make sure you take that time to give yourself peace of mind, reassurance, just comfortability within yourself. It's like kind of like the saying when they say the glass is half empty or the glass is half full. Regardless, it's halfway. It's how you look at it, how you think about it. When you get to that midpoint of the week, we want our glass half full. And then we want to soak in the water and pour some more into ourselves so that our glass is fully filled up, so that way we're able to do what we're supposed to do. I don't know if you guys ever heard the saying that, like, you don't want to bleed onto others if you're not, bleed negativity onto others if it's not, what am I trying to say? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, you don't want to pour into others something negative. If you have negative, mentality, if you have a negative spirit, if you have whatever energy that's on you that's not good, if you have that energy and you're trying to pour into other people, or you're trying to pour into your business, you're trying to pour into your job, you're trying to pour into your goals, you're trying to pour into your purpose, it's not going to look like how you want it to look if you're not doing it to the full potential that you know you have. So sometimes you have to take a moment, slow down. Slow is fast. Slow is fast. You really will be more prosperous if you take the time necessary to reflect, take heed of what you need to do. Me personally, I love to journal. It's been a long time since I journal, but I have several journals that I write in whenever I need to feed my spirit. This one says, gather your thoughts, and you can see, well, you can't see. Now you can see if you're watching the video. But I have several pages in this book where I just wrote out meal plans, where I wrote out fasts, where I wrote out goals, where I wrote out things that I wanted to achieve. And when I look through these things, I thank God all the time, because everything that I pray for, I fast for, I write out, comes forth in fruition. That goes back to the initial blueprint, the blessed print, writing out your goals, writing out your vision so that you can see prosperity. You want to make sure you put it down on paper. Journaling is another peaceful way that you can focus on yourself on Selfcare Wednesday. Write out the things that make you happy. Affirm yourself. Write out the things that you want to be better at. Write out the things that you want to achieve for the week, for the month, for your goals. I bought me a new book, y'all. Love me a good journal. And I bought me a new one so that I could write out my thoughts, write out my goals, and plan what I need to do for myself for this week. I feel like for me personally this week, I have achieved the goals that I said I was going to do. So yay me. And I want to encourage everybody else to do the same. I want you to look yourself in the mirror and say, I care about myself. You have to be the first person to care about yourself. You have to be the first person to put in the time to make sure you're good. A lot of people say nobody else is going to do it for you. There's a lot of people that can try to do it for you, but nobody else can fulfill what you need fulfilled except yourself. There's people that can love you wholeheartedly. There's people that can be by your side, but until you feel yourself and give yourself the encouragement and the boost that you need, you won't be efficient in the areas that you need to. And in order to think like a boss, and in order to be a boss, you gotta take care of the boss. I mean, anything you do, you gotta make sure you're ready for it. You gotta make sure you prep for it. So for your week, make sure you prep for it. Make sure you give yourself a day to really woosah. And if you could do more than a day, baby girl, baby boy, I ain't gonna be on my Be Simone vibes. But if my pretty ladies and handsome gentlemen can do more than a day, do whatever feeds your spirit. But just make sure you take that time necessary so that you can grow and prosper. Self-Care Wednesday, self-care, making sure you're taking care of what you need to for yourself is very pivotal and very important. And I think if y'all take heed, y'all will prosper in these goals. I'm telling y'all, these next few episodes in this series is going to be amazing. It's going to help you tap into some areas in your life that you were neglecting, and it's just going to give you a reminder and some inspiration about the things that you really need to be focusing on and how to channel some of the things that you're battling. If you feel frustrated, if you feel angry, if you feel down, if you start doubting, take care of yourself. Write it out. If you get angry, start writing in your journal. Write out what's making you angry. Write out what's making you upset. Write out what's making you happy. Write out what's making you stagnant. Write all of these things out. Journal and reflect on what's important. And then come back to me and tell me how your journaling went for you. Do it for a day. Do it for a week. Do it for a month. And just see how you could prosper in it. I appreciate y'all taking heed of this podcast. Pretty ladies and handsome gentlemen, I love to drop my gems on y'all. So I do hope y'all take care of yourselves throughout this week. Selfcare Wednesday is one of those things that we're going to make sure we doing. And if you're not doing it on Wednesday, you're doing it one day out of the week. But we're going to still call it Selfcare Wednesday. And next episode, I hope to see y'all back again, my pretty ladies and handsome gentlemen. Until next time, love y'all.